Today we're going to be reviewing one of the craziest stick vacuums I've ever seen. This is the UWANT V500, and they did send this one out to me for today's test and review. This one's really special because it comes with this docking station that will actually charge it and empty out the dustbin automatically for you. So you never actually have to get your hands dirty, which I think is just super unique. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the test mostly. We're going to be cleaning up things off the floor, the carpet, to hopefully give you guys a pretty good idea of how powerful this vacuum is. After that though, we're going to also go over all the features and kind of what makes this stand out from some of the other vacuums. So with that being said, let's just cut straight into the fun part, which is going to be that vacuuming test. All right, so for our first test, we're just going to be cleaning up some instant corn mix. We're going to go ahead and use this on the standard mode. And hopefully you guys could see the green light. The green light actually helps you see the debris on the floor. So if you guys don't have the best lighting in your house, you guys could still see where all of the mess is. And while I'm doing this, I'm noticing that there's more stuff on my floor that's separate from this mess. So that's a pretty cool design. Once again, that's what the light's gonna look like. We're gonna kick it up to the max mode, and on the max mode, it's not too loud. And on the eco mode, it is super quiet. Let's go ahead and move on to our next carpet test. All right, so for this test, it's gonna be a lot more challenging to get the dust and debris out. This carpet has a bunch of these grooves, so we'll see how it does. We're gonna try this on the max mode this time, since we're on carpet. And as you guys can see, the suction's really powerful enough to move this carpet that has a really sticky backside. All right guys, so it got almost all of the stuff out of the carpet. Some of these grooves are just too deep for this to really get to, but overall it did a really good job. And if you guys look at the brush roller, it has a really cool design. We have a bunch of bristle brushes and these little fins to actually help collect the debris. And there was some hair on that carpet previously, and I'm not seeing any stuck on the roller. And we're gonna do this just like last time. We're gonna start on the floor and then move to the carpet after this. And we're gonna be in the standard mode. And it didn't leave any debris behind on that first pass. So that was really cool. All right, next up, we're gonna do the same thing, but on carpet. Once again, we're gonna go to the max mode when we're on carpet. And it cleans up the oats even better than that instant corn mix. That's pretty impressive. All right, so once again, it got almost everything out. I think this is like the one oat that wasn't cleaned up, but this carpet is literally designed to keep debris inside of it. This is an entryway carpet, and it's really hard to clean. So that's why I always use this on my vacuum test. And we have this rubber backing right here that keeps it from moving. But as you guys saw earlier, it actually got moved by the vacuum suction. So for our next test, we're gonna turn off all the lights and show you the vacuum's green light in action. All right, so for this mess, we're just cleaning up whatever was in the dustbin. So it's gonna be a mix of that corn powder and the oats on the standard mode. All right, just like that, we're almost done. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of clean around the area. But yeah, I just love that green light. I think it's also really helpful because I thought my floor was fairly clean before this until I used the light, and then I was able to see all the debris. The way it works is the light is basically right at the same level as the floor, so it basically shows you like a shadow on the ground when there's debris. So that's why this light is so helpful. All right, so we're gonna do one more test here. I just wanna show you how you could get under furniture. This stick vacuum, you could basically do 180 degrees. So I could go all the way under the couch, as you guys could see, which is really helpful. And that's basically it for the testing portion of this review. All right, guys, so the cleaning test is pretty cool and all, but really where this vacuum stands out is this docking station. So just watch what happens here when I put this on. This is actually getting rid of all the hair that would normally get stuck on that filter. It's called like a hair scraper. So it's a super unique design, and it just helps clean out the actual dustbin. And then all of that dust and debris went straight into this bag right here. So technically, we don't have to mess with any of that by hand. So for attachments, we have a crevice tool. And then on the other side, we have a multi-use tool. We have a bristle brush on that side. And if we press the button, we have almost like another smaller, shorter crevice tool. And if you guys look closely, you guys should be able to see that it's also charging right now. And something that I like, these words may look backwards, but when you're actually using the vacuum, you can read exactly what all those lights are for. If you guys ever need to replace the battery, you guys could just press the clips on either side right there and then replace the battery. And for removing the brush head, it's pretty simple. Just put it on its side like this. There's a little button right here. Just press that or pull it backwards. And now you're gonna lift this tab out. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but once you lift that out, then you guys could just pull out the brush head and replace it if you guys need. While we're taking a look at the actual brush head, I did want to show you something that's pretty unique. So on the front here, we have some felt tabs, and I guess that probably helps protect your walls and trim whenever you're vacuuming really close. You're not going to scratch it up. But also this light here kind of has this like fish eye lens that actually helps it expand to 110 degrees, which is much wider than most vacuums that have these like green lasers attached. So that gives you a much wider field of view for the light, and hopefully will help you see even more debris. All right, so I'm gonna put this back into charge, and it's probably gonna automatically start the suction process, get rid of all that debris. And you guys could see that in action once again. It's pretty cool. So next up, I just want to go over some quick stats. So the volume level on this thing is going to be right around 76 decibels, which is pretty quiet for a vacuum. When it comes to battery life, we're going to get about 55 minutes of battery life per use. So I assume that's probably on the eco setting. If you guys put it up to the max setting, it'll probably be slightly less, but still, those are pretty impressive numbers. Now, if you're really looking around for vacuums, you may be looking at the KPA, and this one is 35 KPA, which is pretty powerful, once again, for just a stick vacuum. So overall, this is a really cool vacuum. I've never seen a stick vacuum with a full docking station like this. And it's still honestly the same size as my normal plug-in vacuum, but it's completely wireless and I never have to mess with the dust. So anyways, that's it for my super quick review of the UWANT V500.